In a major jolt to India's central government, Supreme Court of India, in its verdict, has said that the centre's nominated representative, known as the Lieutenant Governor of Delhi, will now have to act on the advice of the state cabinet. The Supreme Court of India also said that LG or the Lieutenant Governor cannot obstruct policy decisions taken by the government of the day, which is AAP. And Supreme Court also drew a line saying that Delhi is not a full state. It's a half state, and constitutional functionaries must cooperate with each other, and both Lieutenant Governor and the Chief Minister should work together. Supreme Court of India has delivered a verdict on much anticipated case. It was about administration of India's capital, Delhi. The local government led by anti-corruption activist Arvind Kejriwal had locked horns with centre's nominee known as Lieutenant Governor of the state. Kejriwal wanted to know his powers as the Chief Minister of Delhi, and Supreme Court put it in black and white for both the parties. 5-member Supreme Court bench led by Chief Justice of India Deepak Misra announced. Lieutenant Governor is entitled to be informed, but his concurrence is not required in every case. Lieutenant Governor cannot stall the decision-making of the elected government of the state. Delhi cannot be a full state. Both Lieutenant Governor and the Chief Minister are constitutional functionaries and must work harmoniously.
ये together नहीं चलेंगे और conflict में चलेंगे तो नुकसान किसका होगा? दिल्ली का होगा ना? तो you have to find a way. आखिर कांग्रेस ने भी 15 साल चलाया और कभी conflict नहीं आया.
How do you see the victory today?
It's a historic victory. It's a victory of the people of Delhi. We've been fighting for almost 3 years now for the people, and I'm sure the people of Delhi, having given the historic mandate of 67 out of 70, will now actually see the pace at which the Delhi government will function.
Is this better than what the Delhi High Court had?
Oh yes, Delhi High Court verdict in a sense has been set aside by this judgment.
Supreme Court also said that only in exceptional situations the Lieutenant Governor can refer the issue to President when he had legitimate and serious difference of opinion with the decision taken by the Council of Ministers headed by Delhi Chief Minister. Supreme Court also stated that Lieutenant Governor cannot obstruct the work of the state government and does not have independent decision-making powers. The court also said that Lieutenant Governor cannot work mechanically and must allow state government to govern and legislate. The court also clarified that centre has exclusive control over land and law and order in Delhi.
Supreme Court did feel that in some respects the constitutional provisions were not adhered to. And that's what the Empress has, the necessity of doing that, observing them, and working harmoniously in the spirit of harmony and cooperation. And I think that's a good judgment. I welcome it, as I said, and I hope the people now will abide by the spirit, the letter and spirit of the judgments.
The judgment was given by Chief Justice of India Deepak Misra, Justice A.K. Sikri, A.M. Khanvilkar, D.Y. Chandrachud and Ashok Bhushan. AAP had sought to know through Supreme Court's constitutional interpretation whether the National Capital Territory of Delhi was a state, union territory or a hybrid. It had complained to the Supreme Court that it was facing a crisis in governance because of the Delhi High Court's order of 2016, which said that Lieutenant Governor is the boss of Delhi. They had argued that because of this, bureaucrats were reluctant to report to the ministers. Bureau Report, WION. And our correspondent Jessica Taneja had sent us this report after the verdict.
The Delhi government has won the crucial battle today. The apex court has said that the Lieutenant Governor must act under the aid and advice of this Council of Ministers in the national capital of Delhi. This has given a big boost to New Delhi, as the government, which is struggling to pass laws and certain legislative reforms, will now be able to do so, as the Lieutenant Governor will not have an independent authority to interfere, but rather can have a difference of opinion which can be referred to the President in case there is a problem with that. Jessica Taneja with video journalist Shekhar for WION, New Delhi.
The Indian capital of New Delhi is not the only capital city of the world enjoying autonomy. Let's take a look at similar examples across the world. The capital of the United States, Washington, D.C., formerly known as the District of Columbia, enjoys much less autonomy than Delhi. The citizens of D.C. do not have any representatives in the U.S. Senate and has only one non-voting representative in the U.S. House of Representatives. On the other hand, Delhi has 7 seats in India's lower houses, and Delhi also has its own legislature, which has its chief minister. The Mexico City, on the other hand, is also a federal district. Like Delhi and DC, it does not enjoy the powers that other states enjoy, as the president or the Mexican Congress has the authority to introduce bills and make decisions concerning the city. However, it has elected representatives in the Mexican Congress, so every city has its own rules. In fact, some of the world's capital cities are also city-states, which mean that they are sovereign states and consist of single cities and their dependent territories. Belgium's capital, Brussels, and Germany's capital, Berlin, are city-states. Countries like South Africa don't have a constitutionally designated national capital city. In South Africa, the cities of Pretoria and Cape Town are part of metropolitan municipalities and do not enjoy any special benefits. The national government regulates power for all the municipalities, while the provincial governments are responsible for overseeing the municipalities' function. Examples from all over the world makes it evident that there is no universal set of rules for governing capital cities. Indian actress Sonali Bendre Bahel has revealed that she has been diagnosed with cancer and is currently undergoing treatment in New York. Taking to Twitter, the actor revealed that she has been diagnosed with high-grade cancer and is currently undergoing treatment in New York. The actor called the diagnosis a curveball, but said that her family and close friends have rallied around her and they remain optimistic in this difficult time. Recently, the actress has stepped down from hosting a reality TV show, India's Best Dramebaz, after the telecast of the first episode. She was judging the show along with Vivek Oberoi and Umang Kumar. Actress Uma Qureshi was reported to have stepped into her shoes. The shocking news led to wishes and prayers pouring in from the film industry and her fans. The news comes 4 months after actor Irfan Khan revealed about the ongoing battle with cancer. It was in March that year that Irfan Khan took to the social media to announce that he was diagnosed with rare disease. After much speculation, the actor revealed that he was in London undergoing treatment for neuroendocrine cancer. Now, call it affirmative action, call it reservation. Former US President Barack Obama has introduced guidelines that instructed US colleges and universities to consider race as a way of promoting diversity. That was the rule which was there when Obama was the president. But now the Trump administration is doing away with Obama's policy. In fact, the new Trump policy will be similar to that of the George W. Bush administration, which held that race could be considered only if a university had no other way of achieving a diverse student class. The US Supreme Court has ruled over a series of cases that universities may use as affirmative action to help minority applicants get into the college. Conservatives have argued that such programs can hurt white Americans.
So today, the Trump administration is rescinding Obama-era guidance about the use of race in college and secondary school admissions. And so under the Obama administration, the president had encouraged schools to consider race as a factor in admissions and basically said there are lawful ways to do this. The Trump administration is effectively saying to schools, we think you can take and should take a race-neutral viewpoint during the admissions process. In other words, you don't need to consider a student's race when you think about the admissions process. I think where we would see the opposition play out is in court. And there are obviously really important court developments going on right now. The key swing vote on affirmative action, Justice Anthony Kennedy announced his retirement last week. And he had been, in 2016, the author of an opinion that basically bolstered the idea that race can be considered among many factors. So he was considered a swing vote in that sphere. He's now retiring, and so that gives President Trump an opportunity to appoint somebody who's going to be much more skeptical and critical of affirmative action policies. So already we're hearing from civil liberties groups who are really upset about it. They say that for decades, courts have said it is permissible and acceptable in the interest of diversity to take race into account. And they say this goes against decades of precedent.
The Republican Trump administration's move is being viewed by Democrats and liberals as a way to weaken affirmative action. Even civil rights activists and lawyers are criticizing Trump's admission policy.
This is a most unfortunate setback for those of us who care about promoting diversity on our nation's colleges and universities. We've made great progress as a nation, but there is still much work that remains to be done to close the gaps and to help ensure that colleges are truly working to attract racially diverse student applicant pools. It sends the message that the federal government doesn't believe in racial diversity, and we run the risk that we may see school officials going back to the drawing board, revising their policies and changing their approach in ways that can be really harmful to us as a country. This is a moment that requires vigilance. We're going to have to monitor carefully to ensure that schools, administrators and presidents don't seize this as a moment to gut their efforts to promote racial diversity on campus.
Remember, the Justice Department under President Donald Trump is also investigating a complaint by more than 60 Asian American organizations that say Harvard University's policies are discriminatory because they limit the acceptance of Asian Americans. Harvard says its admission policies comply with US laws and that it has worked to boost financial to ensure economic as well as racial diversity in its classes.